All right, and welcome back to the Brass Tacks Podcast. It is episode 30. We are your hosts, Rick and Adam. I'm Rick. That's Adam. We're joined by, of course, the lovely and talented executive intern Logan.
Hello, everybody.
We got a fine show for you people today. Got some bad news. Got a new Bologna Boi that I'm pretty excited about. And I also, before we get anything crazy and major, I wanted to bitch for a second about how intensely I hate the take a penny, leave a penny thing at work. I was FaceTiming with Adam the other night, and this fucking bag of shit every day or two, he comes frequently to where I notice this type of shit. This guy pulls up, right? I'm not gonna out him super hard or anything like that, but let's suffice it to say, well-dressed dude pulls up in a luxury car, and you can bet your ass that every time he comes in, he's gonna drain that take a penny, leave a penny. So the other day he comes in, he buys I don't know, it was 14 something, whatever the change was, it was 70 something cents or whatever. Dude pulls out a wad of cash, and he looks down and he just goes, "Oh, right on." He just drains the whole thing and gives me all the change in there. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Is this how you got to where you are financially?
Yeah.
Just being a skinflint for your entire life?
No, it's just, it's really disrespectful, dude. I don't even...
I don't even use it. Do you?
I've never... We've talked about this. I've never voluntarily pulled from the take a penny, leave a penny.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where, first of all, it's a communal, it's a petri dish of other people's germs and shit, and I'm just not into it on that alone.
Sure.
But also, I mean, come on, man. I feel
yeah, that's the biggest thing, what you're saying. But I said I've never willingly taken it. But There's been people, people at the register, they'll be like, oh, not I'm oh, I can't pay for it, but they're like, I'll start getting my money out, and they'll just grab flip,
they'd rather give you the penny so they don't have to count out as much bullshit.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, that's definitely been something I've experienced too, but I don't know, there was just something about it, and maybe I'm an asshole for feeling this passionate about it, but there's just something that bothers me about this dude who's clearly doing okay, and he's draining this communal resource, that we all kind of throw into. As cheesy as that sounds, it's just
it
one of those
doesn't sound
things.
cheesy, but no. Well, yeah, of course. What do you expect?
I mean, I don't know. He's just a fuckboy, I guess.
Well, you think about it. As you increase in income brackets, your wealth becomes exponentially. It grows exponentially faster.
Right. Yeah. The more you accrue over time.
But I don't even know if this guy was a rich guy. Probably not. He might be. He's most likely living beyond his means.
Yeah, I guess if he's got that type of mindset and well, I don't know. That's the thing. It's tough to kind of suss out.
You don't know
because if he is that ruthless financially and it's not even an afterthought to him to just use all the resources around him. He doesn't likely care about other people, and I feel like you have to have that quality in order to achieve great wealth in most cases.
Yeah. I don't know.
You have to be able to step over the bodies of your friends and family.
I think so.
Unless you're just old money and they did all that stepping years ago.
Well, I mean, 60% of all wealth.
Just making amends.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong, but
buying all the grandkids gifts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, putting them in nice colleges that they didn't earn their ways into, which we've seen a couple of celebrities taking some shit for that too.
Yeah, but the celebrities are nothing.
Yeah, I mean, considering the scope of it all, it is cool that they're starting to kind of they're starting to punish people for that. But I guarantee, had Johnny Depp or somebody like that, or Brad Pitt got caught up in that whole scheme, those guys wouldn't have done any time. We're talking people who had their day in the sun back in the 80s and 90s that were getting in trouble for that type of shit.
Yeah, Aunt Becky, I get it.
Aunt Becky?
Yeah, she's
stupid.
Her sentencing's coming up, I think, so.
Good. She should fry. Whatever. Damn well, it's just a matter of money, and you have to wonder, did they just not have the resources financially to put up enough of a fight to where they wouldn't have to do time? Because I feel like lying and getting your kid into a school, in the reality of it doesn't. I feel like you shouldn't go to jail for something like that. Maybe pay a bit of money or something. No, that's a weird thing to jail someone.
I don't know, man. I think you should just fuck it. You should go to jail.
Why is that though? Is it a just fuck them in general, or
one, if you're rich, dude. You're rich. You can get anywhere you want anyways. You think your kids, you could just, what does it matter? If your kid goes to a great school, if you're worth millions of dollars, they can go to like a community college. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I get it.
They'll be all right. You got millions of dollars for the next generation. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Why you like this influence bullshit? I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I guess like when you take a step back and you just look at the absurdity of it all, it's like, yeah, you know what? Why not? Fuck them. Like lock them up. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, fuck them.
Well, whatever. I guess we can get into some more bad news.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news.
Okay, give me the
That's your left hand, by the way.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
I'll leave it at that.
Shut up.
This whole thing fucking sucks. I mean, this is the biggest pile of shit.
And cover your fucking mouth, Corona. I'm gonna be catching the remnants of your last ailments. We've got 6 suspected drug dealers going free after police lose evidence in a ransomware attack. This one, I mean, this could be taken 2 ways. This is bad news for some.
How'd they lose it in a malware attack?
A ransomware attack.
Or whatever, same thing.
Is it? Are you the guy that did it?
No, I'm saying ransomware is malware, right?
I guess. I mean, I'm sure they would have called it mail whale.
Mail whale?
Mail
No, they wouldn't call it mail whale.
It's an online dating site for fat men. No? Boo.
Okay. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yep.
All right, U.S. prosecutors were forced to drop 11 narcotics cases against 6 suspected drug dealers after crucial case files were lost in a ransomware infection at a Florida police department. Big fucking surprise it was in Florida. The fact that the police department wasn't on fire, I think, is an achievement enough for these people.
It's too human.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it wouldn't burn very well. The evidence in the 11 cases could not be recovered following a ransomware attack that hit the Stewart Police Department in April 2019. So it looks like they recovered some, but not all case files that were like getting ready to go through, and that's kind of a big fuck up on their part, because I don't know, man. Like, how does it? I don't even really understand how that shit works. I know, like, what do they lock you out of your files and you have to pay a certain amount of money to get it back, or what the fuck?
Basically,
I'm not very like well versed on that kind of shit.
Yeah, they get into the system somehow because it's like an intranet at that point. Okay. So they get in there through somehow like an email that's like a clickable. Like,
gotcha.
And then like one employee clicks on it and like somehow, but
somehow, they get up in the mainframe.
Yeah. If you can penetrate the intranet of the company, that's where.
I gotcha. So essentially what happened was, I guess, like, how do you lose? My biggest thing that I can't understand is how you lose the files once you pay the amount or whatever the fuck that they're asking for. Because it doesn't really give you a big rundown on what happened after the fact. It just says that like they got their data back, sparing some 11 whatever cases that they were looking to fuck these guys over on. Big win for the drug using community though.
Well,
probably just paid the amount, but the files were already gone.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true, too. You could, as the guy holding the files ransom, you could always just fuck them over regardless of whether or not they pay.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like you're probably not dealing with the most upstanding of gentlemen at that point anyway.
Oh, no. No, you're not.
Man, so the lost files included photos, video evidence. Oh, man, that sucks.
At that point, you should just cut your losses. Don't pay the money and just let them go.
Yeah, you can't really do shit after this.
Yeah, that's it.
Because you can't guarantee you're going to get those files.
Yeah. So they said the dropped charges included possession of meth, possession of cocaine, selling narcotics, manufacturing narcotics, and delivering narcotics, amongst others. Well, it sounds like they caught a bunch of low-level guys. It doesn't really sound like this is any kind of crazy shit.
No.
And this one was kind of funny. It's kind of along the same lines. Texas police say local meth is contaminated with coronavirus and offer to test it.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen this. We've seen this played out before.
The Onion or something, dude?
No, this is This is
TheOnion.com.
9 ABC News, some Texas local affiliate or whatever. Yeah, it's the Daily Woke Informer or some shit like that. I love those fake news site names. They always get like those edgy fucking buzzword names.
Oh, I'm just saying. I mean,
What are you saying?
it sounds kind of bunk, dude.
Well, no, I don't think it's bunk as much as this is just like kind of like a public prank. This has been done before. It just says police in Central Texas say that they have reason to believe methamphetamine in Blanco County may be contaminated with the coronavirus and should be checked. The offer comes in a public service announcement posted by the Johnson City Police Department on Facebook. If you have meth with you, please get it tested prior to use, the post says, offering addresses where people can take their drugs for testing. If you prefer to keep your meth in the privacy of your own home, you may contact Blanco County Dispatch and have an officer come to your house and test your meth for contamination. And then just below that, it just says there was no immediate word on whether anyone had taken authorities up on their offer.
This was just a grab to see if any retards would bring any meth in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, they've done this before.
I feel like this is a troll. Find more articles about that.
About police like having...
No. This specific instance. I
Oh,
think
well,
if you can find it
this
on more
just
than,
came out.
If you can find it on more than just that one site, then I'll buy it. But
Oh, okay. Logan, see if you can find Texas police say local meth is contaminated on anything that's not this 9 ABC News.
yeah,
Because
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I'm just trying.
Well, no, you've already become that guy. You know, and so now we got to get some verification up in here because Daddy's displeased. And get your ill-fitting Avalanche socks away from me.
These are Colorado Rockies.
Oh, are they?
First of all,
Adam's decked
the
out.
Avalanche are playing right now.
Yeah. You seen all those highlights and stuff on there? You been watching the games?
Don't.
Okay, so
Still a sore point for me.
Oh,
What? What?
it's a fake warning by the police, from what I find.
of course.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I know other police departments around the country have done that shit before. It always seems
God
like
damn it.
What? What'd you guys
Nothing.
lose?
No, the game's tied right now at 2-2
Who gives a
in
fuck?
the third period, dude.
Who gives a fuck? You know, you're always...
fuck your mother, dude. What are you? Come
That's a
on,
rough
dog.
one. Yeah, that's...
Who gives a
It's
shit?
the Hurricanes, dude.
Oh, it's sports.
No, come on. I can't be doxing right now, but you know,
Toxin.
the Hurricanes are in North Carolina, dude.
Yeah, and so what? It's still just, you're over here. You, for a man that has no heroes and doesn't
I know
like,
people who have season tickets
Whatever.
at those games in North Carolina, dude.
But why are you getting so passionate about it?
Because I like the Avalanche, dude. I want the Avalanche to have a shot at the Stanley Cup this year, dude.
Adam's always talking
Don't
about
fucking
how
get
he
me
doesn't...
started, dog.
Adam's always talking about how he doesn't have heroes or anything like that, but he's over here freaking out
I
about
don't have
sports
heroes.
ball.
I'm not even freaking out, but I'm like, you know, they gotta. Come on, it'd be nice to see some.
I see you wearing gear with like other players' names and stuff on it and shit.
No, I don't have anyone's.
What about you have a Rockies shirt that has a player's name on it?
Fair enough. No, it's not a shirt. It's just a regular shirt.
Yeah, but you're over here walking
A
around
jersey.
with other men's names on you, talking about you ain't got heroes and shit.
I don't have heroes.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys that are pushing
Dog,
these
I'm
balls
buying
and-
these shirts on Amazon. I'm not going to buy them.
But you're wearing 3 separate sports teams right now, I'm pretty sure. Is that true or false?
No, just 2.
Oh, I see. You have a Chip Chipperson shirt on as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I actually swapped mine out today. I was wearing
My sister got me this shirt.
Yeah, I know. I was wearing my Chip Army shirt.
Plugging her. She's
earlier
not going to
today.
ever listen to this in her life.
Yeah, right, dude. I'm pretty sure she listens. I'm going to email her and just make sure.
Yeah, okay.
Stay in close contact.
No.
So this one, this doesn't necessarily count as like super bad news either. I guess it could be bad news for some people, but these people had positive effects from this. It says a woman took 550 times the usual dose of LSD with surprisingly
What?
positive consequences.
No, dude.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it says here, drug overdoses can be life-threatening, but for 2 women who accidentally took massive hits of LSD, the experience was life-changing, and in a good way. A 46-year-old woman snorted a staggering 550 times the normal recreational dose of LSD, and not only
Snorted?
survived. Yeah, that was weird too, because I've never seen anyone or
I've
heard of
never
anyone
of
doing that.
before.
Every time I've done it, it's always been just like on a piece of
It's on
paper.
a strip of paper. Right?
Well, I've done it on paper and I've done it on like sugar cubes. But either way, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I think the most I've ever done and been like okay and comfortable was like 3 hits in a night.
You've also done it on pizzas.
Yeah, I have done it on pizzas. Yeah, I don't really like to talk about that. That was a tough night, man.
I know. Yeah.
Did I ever tell that story? On the show, at least? I mean,
I don't know.
Here's the clip. That night just sucked.
That
man.
is a story, Richard. You know it is.
So, like, when I first moved here, it was, God, this was 6 years ago. I had just moved here.
Is it 6? I feel like
Yeah, because I had only been in the state for like a month when this happened. So, when we first moved here, it was me and like...
Wait. When did you move here?
The ass end of 2013.
Are you sure? 2013?
Yeah, I'm positive.
And not 2012?
I'm positive it's 2013. But either way, all right, so I get out here, and it was literally like 5 or 6 of us staying in this 2-bedroom house because our buddies were really fucking nice and just allowed us to stay there while we got jobs and saved some money and stuff like that. But one night, we got this fucking DiGiorno pizza, and we divided it all up and shit like that, and there was a couple pieces left over from when we all ate and stuff. Well, the end of the night rolls around, everybody's going to bed and shit, and so I'm like, oh, there's 2 pieces of pizza left, whatever. I grab one, and I start eating it before I lay down, and like, I start watching Netflix or whatever, and like an hour later, I start feeling this like wave coming on, and
just like a massage coming through.
Yeah, like a really kind of cold wind, but it was kind of nice. It wasn't horrible. But then I kind of realized what was happening. I was like, wait, this feels like the come up of acid. And I was like, oh no, I probably got fucking dosed with acid. And so like the entire night, you can't move anywhere in this house because everybody was sleeping on the floors and like on the couches and stuff like that. It was a full house. So you're kind of like, yeah, you're kind of Uncle Jesse was slipping me LSD. But I started like, I'm freaking out at this point because like as time goes on, it starts getting stronger and stronger, and I'm like, fuck. And I start like actually having visuals and shit and like trails and whatnot. And it was literally, it was just a matter of like trying not to break down mentally because you can't move, you can't go outside. It's way too cold and it's fucking snowing and shit like that. And then like all I had to watch was like this fucking flipping through Netflix is the worst. I don't know about you, but like psychedelics and stuff like that make me want to be very active and be outside and shit like that. But I could not move around at all. So I was just kind of like on this couch, which served as like an island. Yeah. And I'm just sweating and fucking like having all these crazy visuals and just trying not to freak out a bunch.
Right.
And so I ended up staying up until like the sun came up the next day, and I start falling off to sleep or whatever. I wake up a few hours later and I realize like, okay, I need to like start asking some questions and figure out what the fuck happened.
Yeah, you need some answers at this point. So.
And during that night, actually, I should also say during that night, I texted one of my friends that was in the house because I heard him like moving around in his room. And I literally just asked, I was like, did one of you give me acid? And the only response I got was, ha 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 ha. And I was like, great. So I am on acid. I just don't know who fucking gave it to me yet. And so when I wake up and I start asking questions, it was the other guy who was in the other room who had put a hit of acid under a pepperoni on the pizza and just kind of was like, whoever gets it gets it. Just didn't tell he didn't tell any of us that he had done that. But it was probably like one of the most stressful nights of my life. And
scary.
Yeah, it's not cool.
Because you're unknowingly going into it at that point, you know?
Well, yeah, and like, luckily I had experience with it before, and I knew exactly what was happening to me, but it didn't make it any, like, less appalling that it was happening to me. I was like, there's no way to reverse it. Once it starts going, like, that's it, dude. You're in it to win it at that point.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
But, yeah, so the next day, my buddy admitted to doing that, and I was just like, I was really angry. I threatened to, like, burn his car or something like that. I think I said something. No, I said something really unreasonable like that. I was like, I'm going to set your car on fire if you ever do that again. I didn't know how to handle it. I was like, why would you do this? I thought we were friends. I don't like to get all emotional and shit like that, but after you have, like, a fucking, you have, like, an impromptu acid trip.
Yeah, I mean.
It stirs up some shit.
Yeah, it becomes pretty strained at that point.
Just lucky it didn't happen to you, Adam. I had some fucking flashbacks and So all of a sudden he smells cheap whiskey and his uncle's breath on his neck.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, this ain't gonna hurt.
No, but you should be going into it like, aware of that you're going into it.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you need it as a frame of reference to put in perspective the way you're feeling and what you're seeing, because there's a lot happening at once, and if you don't have a way to ground yourself, that's how you always hear those stupid stories about people like having bad trips or whatever. It's like they shouldn't be playing around with those types of drugs to begin with, because they don't have the emotional constitution to handle how vulnerable it makes you once it kicks in.
Right.
Like, you've done mushrooms and shit before, right? And you did mushrooms the other day.
I've done acid too.
Oh shit. Okay, well, but you know how it like makes you feel kind of
Vulnerable.
it does. It makes you feel very vulnerable and kind of like you're very open, but at the same time guarded psychologically.
Dude, but I think you could even do that with edibles to a certain extent.
Oh, absolutely.
If you get
absolutely.
like if you pump it up, like you take a minute.
Yeah.
You're very controllable when you're in that state. Good way to put it.
Wait, when psychedelics?
Yeah, you're very like.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. If you have your shit together.
Yeah.
But like you were saying,
that's a lock and key right there.
And it's a very rare thing I found, especially I
shit together.
Yeah, I
don't ever have my shit together. For real, I don't have my shit together.
Well, I mean, you can't do mushrooms or anything like that?
No, I just mean I don't have my shit together. Like, you got to reflect on everything. So it's going to be you got to go through some shit when you're going to be on the psychedelics, because
that's true.
I'm trying to figure out figure out what's going on every day, man.
Like, you also
that's a good point.
Gotta have time like the next day, because it's
for
definitely
sure.
like straining. The next day you feel very, very horrible.
That's a very good point too.
The trough.
Yeah.
Come down.
It's almost like when you get over being sick, how you feel kind of like that empty feeling. Like, you can still move and function, but like, you have to replenish somehow.
Yeah, there's like a recharge.
Yeah.
You gotta like plug into at that point.
Dude, my recharge after that fucking horrible pizza acid was like, I woke up and I just started chugging whiskey, because I also wasn't drinking throughout that night. So you know how back then when I was drinking that much, I was not only was I tripping sack on the couch, but I'm also shaking and sweating a bunch, because I didn't want to drink liquor while I was tripping on acid. Like, my stomach didn't feel awesome to begin with.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, my body was like, "Hey, asshole, we need that liquor over here." But no,
you were at a catch-22.
Yeah, it just sucked dick, man, and I'm glad.
It's just, you don't want to be surprised with that stuff, man.
No,
come on. What are they doing?
So basically, get back to the article. A 46-year-old woman snorted the 550 times the normal recreational dose of LSD, and she found that the foot pain that she had suffered since her 20s was dramatically reduced.
Oh, come on.
And I feel that could be due to like a million different things.
It was because, well, I mean, if that's the case, it was probably psychosomatic, the pain anyways.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. I was thinking maybe she just like...
Because maybe that could rewire something if you're on that high of a dose of something.
Yeah.
And then it was just a psychosomatic, like, trigger. And maybe something, like, rewired, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
it's possible.
It ain't going to fix some real physical shit. I got cancer. I did 500 times...
push-ups.
The normal LSD that you should take.
Push-ups and LSD, guys.
Yeah.
That's the key to internal life.
Not going to make a difference. Like, it's not going to fucking cure your cancer. So.
Right. But I mean, I think that actually I like that idea. We can just go ahead and say, take 550 doses of acid, do a couple of push-ups, and it'll probably cure cancer.
Yeah.
You can put a book out.
Yeah.
And then, so it's saying, like, in a separate case, a 15-year-old with bipolar disorder, it says overdosed on 10 times the normal dose of the drug, which, in my opinion...
Oh, my God.
To say an overdose is kind of, like, weird with psychedelics, because
how do you... The gauge of that is...
Yeah, everyone's different.
Silly.
Everyone's going to react to different amounts, you know what I mean? It's not really a good term to use. But, so 10 times the normal dose of the drug, which she
Unless
said...
they're overdosing on codeine.
Yeah. A codeine overdose, Sam.
Pushed her to a codeine overdose.
Yeah. Fucking Quincy, that nobody...
Yeah.
What's he doing? He's a coroner. He's not a fucking detective.
I agree.
Piece
he got
of
into
shit.
it. Like, yeah. Got a little too active in the...
But, all right, so, okay, Quincy aside, this 15-year-old girl said that it resulted in a massive improvement in her mental health. So we've seen that.
Again, though. But look, it's maybe it kind of just, maybe backs up what I'm saying. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe that, a drug like that has the ability to, like, for mental types of disorders, like, help out.
Yeah, I agree. I could see that being
rewire maybe
beneficial.
some stuff or something. I mean, it's not going to, like I said, like if you have physical ailments, it's probably not going to, help you. But yeah, if you have like mental ailments, I mean, that's pretty interesting. Like,
well, we're seeing government funded like tests with psilocybin and shit like that.
Well, not even that, MDMA.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. I mean, all these things are having positive results. I mean, now granted, it's just like anything else. Of course, you can abuse it, and of course, it can have negative effects. But
I think that army gets kind of cut out when you say, okay, sure, those can cause problems, but we have alcohol that's legal at 21.
Right. Cigarettes.
Most people drink alcohol prior to 21.
I certainly do.
And they're like, oh, you can't take these drugs when you're a fucking kid. You're right, but you also shouldn't be doing alcohol when you're below 21 because your brain's developing. But everyone does that too, and like no one is complaining about that, I guess.
Well, yeah, but we're dealing with like the social issues of like what's socially acceptable and what isn't. What's a taboo drug versus
like
what
it's
isn't.
like okay, like why
I mean, psilocybin and shit and mushrooms in general are just being normalized through like
there's
all the research that's being
microdosing going
done.
on. I'll tell you,
a lot of states are legalizing the possession of them and the cultivation of them and whatnot.
I mean, Denver has on the forefront.
Are we allowed to cultivate here, or are we just allowed to possess them?
I think they've just been decriminalized.
Yes.
So
okay.
You can
Yeah,
hold
it was
them.
Gotcha. Okay.
But the production and maybe things like that might not be. But yeah, you can possess them.
Right on.
Potentially. We're not lawyers here, so consult a lawyer on that. But
yeah, definitely don't come to the Brass Tacks Podcast.
Don't ask us about it, but I'm pretty sure in
point.
Denver city limits at least, you can have mushrooms on you.
That's cool. Not that
it would be cool, but you would never want to take mushrooms, Richard. We've been there a million times. In the center of the city.
I would hate tripping down.
How bad of a mushroom trip would you have on 16th Street? It would be a fucking nightmare.
I don't like tripping in front of people.
It's a nightmare
to begin with.
when we get out of the comedy club at night.
Yeah.
We're not even fucked up.
No, not at all.
We're just
you can't be.
We're just regular people just trying to get back to the the truck or something.
I would feel so vulnerable if I were like inebriated out there that time of night.
Dude, you're not even fucking wrong about that.
Because Adam and I barely speak to each other, and we're literally just like watching each other the entire time.
We don't have time to like have a real chat. We're having a fake chat basically.
We walk by the preachers and we look back at each other like, oh, that's pretty cool, whatever.
Yeah, but it's a fake conversation of just scanning. We're not
scanning. We're doing ocular pat downs left and right.
We're having a conversation, but there's no intentions of having the conversation.
Exactly.
It's distraction. We're actually just it's
a tactical move.
Like we're just constantly like trying to just figure out what's going on and make sure nothing's going on.
It's a tactical move.
Because there's some weird shit. It's very weird.
And people will follow you. People will fucking follow you for a few blocks just to like
shit.
just to watch you.
Like remember the guy?
Yeah, the one dude was like, "I'll take your fucking phone or whatever."
Yeah.
That would have been a bad move. He would have gotten his ass rolled.
It would have been a bad move.
Just being in the city at night,
dude. Especially 16th Street is just like that's the street.
It's the shit zone.
Yeah, and every time we've gone down there, it's been very bizarre. Like, I mean, dude, I walked down there during lunch just to get out of the office.
Yeah,
and man, even then, it's like a bizarre shit show, man.
Dude, did you ever tell this story on the show about that time you observed the crackhead guy flipping over the stroller with the dog in it?
I do think I have told it. Yes.
Dude, did you ever hear that story, Logan?
I don't think I did.
Give him like a fast one. There's an awesome
it's not a
story.
crazy story, but
it's just funny.
I don't want to dox myself. I work in a high-rise building.
You and doxing.
And like one of the upper floors, it's like a terrace, and it flattens out. And you can look out where it happens to be a bus depot.
Yeah,
like
where
for all the buses come in from Denver on 16th Street. That's a dox right there, anyways. So, no, I was out there for my lunch break, smoking a cigarette, and just sitting out there, and there's this like lady with a chihuahua on her fucking in a walker.
Wasn't it a stroller?
Stroller, walker. Sorry, yeah, you're right, stroller, not a walker.
Oh,
she was walking with a stroller.
Ass walker.
Yeah. That was dumb. But so she's walking around, and this big dude was walking.
Yeah.
towards her, and
A
some
street
weird
person, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was bizarre.
How bizarre.
All
All right, so what does
Cue
he
the
do?
music. Oh, wait, you didn't
Shut
have that
off.
prepped. Yeah, no. So what happened is,
Fuck you, Adam. Tell your story.
nah, nothing really. I mean, it was bizarre, man. I still have it on camera today.
You didn't even get to the part where he flips over the fucking stroller.
Oh, well, you just ruined it. But no,
Yeah, but just, like,
he was
get to
getting
the fucking point.
This lady he was in the argument with he was like about, I would say 6'5",
BBC?
280.
BBC?
6'5", 280. We're moving on from him.
Okay.
And then she was maybe like
5'5" with brown eyes.
maybe 5'1", 5'2", like 100 pounds or something,
Hi, nigh.
and like 50 years old.
Hi, nigh.
And they started yelling at each other, and he was getting in her face. She has this chihuahua
In a stroller.
in a stroller.
Why?
I don't even know, dude.
All right, get to the.
But that's another subject.
Oh my god!
I get
He's never
upset.
going to tell you about the
I
about
get
the part where it
upset,
gets flipped
dude.
over.
I'm gonna be weird. Yeah, just give me a second
You
because
said you're going to be weird.
No, I'm gonna get you cannot be homeless and own a pet. I have a problem with that.
No, I agree. That is fucked up.
And I see that all day down there, dude. Like they all have dogs and stuff.
Well, that's how they get more tips. They're like, "Yo, my dog needs some wet food."
That's fucked up. You should not have an animal if you're homeless. You're homeless. And then you're gonna take a pet to be homeless with you?
I completely agree, and I'll raise you one above that. I think that if you ask anyone for money around you, you should be shot immediately. I don't like to be asked for things. Like, I'm Daddy's scraping by. Daddy ain't out here flush.
I get it 100%.
Know what I'm saying? And so for somebody to ask me for even a cigarette, I'm like, motherfucker, it's like $7.50 something a pack.
Dude,
you know, Daddy's out here
you're
chain
not
smoking.
fucking wrong, man. Dude, I'll be real with you, man. I have anxiety about money all the time.
Well, it's a really hard thing to not fucking freak out about all the time.
I think about it all
It's the crux of our
the
existence.
time, dude. My 20s, I remember, dude, most of my 20s, I was scared just to fucking scan to pay for something. I'm like, oh, do I have enough fucking money?
Well, yeah, we've all been there, man. That's a fucking reality. That's like
that's
a
like, oh,
that's a regular
and
issue.
you know, then you, it was declined, or you know, they're like not even a credit card, like debit card.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh fuck, man.
I like just recently started getting into the habit of saving money regularly, and like I equate it. It's literally just like when you first start working out. Like if you don't stick with it,
I
then
agree.
it's easy for it to crumble apart. But like you give it some time, just don't fuck with it. Keep on the task at hand, and it becomes easier and easier. And then you just don't even think about it anymore.
That's exactly it.
And that's it. Is like getting into that mindset is super hard though.
But
because
it's a snowball effect. It's hard. You got to get to a certain point where then you can snowball.
And it's discouraging because a big thing, I think we were talking about this a few nights ago, but a big thing is like you get really good at saving and like you put a good amount away and then some bullshit happens and you have to spend like, you know, $1.50 on something like, let's say it's your car or some bullshit like that. And it's like really discouraging. But at the same time, I remember you kind of followed it up with the sentiment of like, think about how much more this situation would suck if you didn't have that there to cover your ass.
Yeah, exactly. Like we were talking the other day, like, you know, you're like, oh, you know, about investing and stuff. I'm like, dude,
Right.
first step is you got to have 3 to 6 months of just savings. Like what you make in 3 to 6 months
Right.
needs to just be in your savings. And then, yeah, let's talk about investing. What do you want to invest in? Fine. You know, for retirement, things like that, that's great. But let's get some savings first. You got to have, people get obsessed. Oh, the stock market's doing that. Great. How much, I mean, are you living paycheck to paycheck? Okay,
and that's,
well,
that's
then
the reality of the
let's fix
situation
that
for a
first.
lot of people.
Let's fix that first. Let's get some savings. I don't care. Oh, the savings account's not earning enough interest. Well, okay, that's fine, but it's guaranteed. Like, you know, it's not
It's
going to
there. It's actually there
it's
for you.
It's right. It's there. You know,
Because you and I need about $200-300 so we can buy that coronavirus dip and then take over the world via the companies
naturally.
and whatnot.
Right. Exactly.
Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring back AOL. We're going to bring back dial-up because I think the world's gotten way too fast and we need to slow down and just kind of stop and smell the roses.
No, but the reason I'm bringing this up, and this is like probably one of the best times to bring this up.
Yeah.
So there's a virus going on, coronavirus. We talk about that.
Right.
Now, I'm not worried about the fatalities. I'm not worried about the casualties of that disease, but it's a disruptor economically. We've seen it the last week with the stock market.
Yeah, I mean, a number of different...
It's a disruptor, and when you, I'm going to invest, but I'm going to also just barely make it by paying, just...
Like still doing the hand-to-mouth thing.
Because I'm paying, I have a Rolls Royce, or not a Rolls Royce, but I have a Range Rover.
Oh, like you can't afford to not be making money because you've overspent.
If you miss a week, you're going to be broke.
Right.
Well, that's a problem. Because if in a situation like this, what if you can't go to work? What if this coronavirus is like, well, look at South Korea. Schools are closed.
Yeah, you financially pigeonhole yourself.
So what if you're a teacher? Well, schools are closed. Are you getting paid for those days? Or, there's cities like how you go to grocery store if, they quarantine certain ways. Like,
yeah, or if the products that they're producing or that they're even selling aren't being shipped out or even being distributed because of it.
So you might, the stores might be shut down for a couple weeks or something.
Right.
And most people, if they don't have a savings, they're screwed. So if you have a couple months savings, basically what I'm saying is, at least if you're in a job where, they're going to say, we're going to lay you off for a couple weeks because of this virus,
right?
Which means you're not going to get paid. You got a little bit of a cushion.
Right. And I feel like that's more than most people would have.
And it sucks to pay out of that cushion because it's like, oh, fuck, man, this is awesome. I got some savings going on, but that's the point of it.
But you want it there.
Yeah. And then once you build that up, like to a certain extent, then, let's put some away for retirement and stuff, but you got to start there. And most people miss that first step. They still put in their 401ks, their retirement, but they're also living paycheck to paycheck. So
right.
What are we doing here? Sorry, I shouldn't be talking financial. It's okay.
It's
that's pretty fucking stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's actually informative, and I feel like
that's the problem.
The fucking scum
informing.
Well, it's like whatever. The scumbags that listen to this show probably need to know, or probably needed to hear that at least it's some 90% capacity.
Don't have a bank account. Who are listening to this, so
it's all tied up in cryptocurrencies.
Yeah.
But I guess what we should do now is because I'm really excited for this one. Let's get into the Bologna Boi.
Oh no.
Bologna Boys.
This week is a fun one. So this week's Bologna Boi was sent to me from my buddy over at Bite Size Cobra Videos. You should check him out. His work is fucking hilarious, and his videos feature King Cobra JFS, who we've featured on our show a few times. But this gentleman that he showed me, his name is Marshall Mathers IV, and this guy thinks that he is one of Eminem's illegitimate children.
Why is he the fourth?
That I don't know, and there's a lot of questions that are gonna come up throughout this whole thing. But we need to remember that this guy is most likely severely schizophrenic.
He's mentally ill at some point.
Yeah, because you're going to hear very obvious issues with his ability to think critically and whatnot. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is from his video titled "My Thoughts on Gays, Lesbians, and Transgenders," the spelling's atrocious.
It's not gonna be good, dude.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna see we're gonna hear anything woke.
What are my thoughts on gays, lesbians, transgenders, and bisexuals? Honestly, I don't hate them.
He's looking like he's tripping the whole time. Not tripping like on acid, but like stammering.
Yeah, like he's focused super hard on what he's gonna say next.
Like it was weird looking, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, and that's another thing that makes me think there's a lot going on up there that's just not being handled correctly.
Probably.
Really want to actually waste my time hating them. What I do hate, though, is how Hollywood is trying to force push really
Did we find another Sith? He is in a basement. He's got a black hoodie with the hood up.
Well, there's a drop ceiling.
There's a drop ceiling.
What the fuck? Where is he with the drop ceiling?
Probably like Wisconsin or somewhere like in the...
That seems to be a pretty high drop ceiling, though.
Who knows? Maybe he's at the bottom of Slim Shady's mansion.
Well, maybe.
He's hiding out.
really sick, really twisted, really backwards, upside down, and just straight up, flat out, black and white, evil and wicked agenda onto everyone around the whole entire...
So he's saying he doesn't hate the gays and whatnot, but he's also criticizing Hollywood for normalizing the LGBTQ plus community or whatever. Is that what he's doing?
Yes.
So he does hate the gays and whatnot.
So there's a plus?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a plus. I don't know.
What's the plus though?
I don't know. I memorized it up to that point, and I feel like I did my job doing that. I feel like that's it. I don't have to.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say the plus, and the plus is all encompassing.
But what's the plus?
I don't know.
What's the okay?
I haven't done any further research into what the plus is. It's more. I'm guessing it's more subgenres of the.
How sub can you subgenre? Well, subgenre.
Well, there's a lot of
sorry.
subs.
Hold on. Subgenre. How subgenre can you get? I might have defeated my own argument by. We're moving on.
That's awesome.
Yep. Never mind.
All right. So clearly this man. This man hates the gays. I'm pretty sure Adam
Is
does
that
too.
Is that what's going on there?
So
Really?
he just stated that he doesn't hate the gays and whatnot, but then he goes on to say that Hollywood normalizes it and that it's wicked and evil and shit like that, and that it shouldn't be normalized in society.
Oh, okay.
And
right,
then
right.
let me skip
Well-
ahead because he goes on to more
So he doesn't
like incoherent shit.
he doesn't hate them. He just doesn't want them to be famous.
The thing is like it sounds like he doesn't. It sounds like to me that this boy is in his basement, very confused, and I feel like maybe he's gay. He's gay. He's at odds with himself.
He might be running from something.
Yeah.
I mean, he has his hood up, so it's like, oh, I'm trying to run away. You put your hood up, like
He's like, Mom, spaghetti,
You're
almost
right.
spaghetti, and
Yeah.
he's just not. He's not
Yeah.
admitting to himself that he might like a pecker in the backside. So here,
there might be some pecker lust.
pecker lust. I know. So let's see. All right, so this one right here, he starts getting crazier throughout the video.
Just imagine for a
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
It's already been pretty crazy, but go ahead. Sorry.
Just imagine for a second, we're gonna go on just an imagination for a little while.
Imagination. We're going on an imagination.
Every single person in this world were gay.
Whoa.
Every single last guy on this earth were gay.
How about just in this
and
room?
Every single woman
This is
lesbian.
what's known as a straw man argument.
Absolutely. Well, I
It's
mean,
straw
dude, this
man.
guy is not all the way there.
What if everyone was gay? Well, what do you mean?
What if?
everyone
Who
was
cares?
Gay? Well, no, it's not even what if. Well, no, that's not the world we live in. Right. So
Right.
it's a certain statistical amount of people, yes, are gay. But what if everyone's gay? Well, what do you mean? What if everyone? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. I
Well,
don't see that as a possibility.
This dude,
There's not wrong. There's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm saying there's not. Well, everyone being gay. Well,
I think
where's the
you're.
evidence for that? That
I
doesn't
think
make
you're
any sense.
making the
I don't get it.
critical error of approaching this video with logic. First of all,
Well, yeah,
like this
fine,
guy's just
but-
running through stupid scenarios that don't make any sense.
Right, but he looks like he's also. Oh, I don't want to. I can't say anything because
Cause what?
I don't know. I hope he's not. He's probably doing some drugs or of some sort.
I think he's probably on like a mismatched
Stimulant.
assortment of
Well,
like psychiatric drugs
yes.
and shit.
Plus, I think maybe some stimulants.
Oh yeah.
Why is he wearing a hood like that? It looks. His eyes look very bizarre to me.
Yeah, they're kind of
They're very
kind of pinny.
well. They're like,
Hit that mic again, dog. See what
hey,
happens.
that's the first time. That's a record breaking.
That's
Like,
true.
you know,
That's
they're
true.
like they're piercing. Like, ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, another
Yeah.
thing too that I noticed about this guy's videos. Ha.
Well, yeah, that's what they feel like. They're like, ugh.
Another thing I noticed is that he doesn't blink a lot, which makes it
That's
even creepier.
very weird.
Which is weird because, like, also if you're on stimulants, I feel like you'd blink a lot, or maybe he's on opiates or something like that.
Maybe he's on both.
He's just on pews. It's just a bunch of pews.
There's some pews. There's pews.
He's pewed out.
Nice.
What would happen to society eventually?
If we were all gay?
What do you think? Exactly. Society would collapse.
Sick society.
Everyone would die off. Literally. That's what would happen.
Who cares?
The Avalanche won. The Avalanche won.
No one cares about your stupid hockey.
I'm with Rick on this one.
You don't care about hockey either?
No.
I don't give a fuck if you guys care about it.
Fuck the Avalanche.
I don't care about. Okay, don't fuck the Avalanche. They're awesome. You guys can't handle hockey,
fuck
dude.
the
What do you want?
Avalanche.
You didn't grow up. Wait, you didn't grow up with hockey, dude. What do you want?
Well,
I did grow up
but
with
like-
hockey.
What? Okay.
I played hockey when I was a kid.
Correction. Logan could have an excuse for growing up if he grew up here.
I played
Fine.
hockey as a kid.
Slightly. Northeast is full of fucking hockey, and that's it,
Whatever, dude. Who cares
Hockey's
about your
like,
stupid
you
fucking
watch
hockey?
fucking hockey on TV.
I like
it's like
hockey.
It's like football in the Northeast, dude.
Yeah, I get
what
it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I get the hype. I get why you're into it and shit. But like for me, it's like
They just won, dog.
Who gives a shit?
They could win the Stanley Cup, man.
Is that gonna make your day way better tomorrow? Or are you gonna wake up and like you can add 2 inches onto your
it's
cock?
not, but I'm just like
because the fucking Avalanche won.
No, but it's nice to watch a team that like gels together. It's like whoa, it's like a symphony, and they fucking just are just.
You just like to see a fucking handful of men getting physical with each other, chasing each other, and fucking high sticking and whatnot.
No, man.
You want to go?
Hockey is one of the
smell
coolest
their
fucking
pads.
sports ever, dude. Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. All right, yes, I like hockey, and it is the
fucking
coolest
fighting
sport.
and shit, dude.
Yes, it is the cool. Okay, don't get all Bob Kelly on me again.
You know what, dude? They're fighting. They're passing.
You grab a jersey, you throw a fucking haymaker, dude. Yeah, whatever. No, hockey is the coolest.
Dude.
Hockey is the coolest sport in my opinion. But like, I don't know, man. I could never get excited and be like, oh fuck yeah, they won or whatever.
Oh,
I
I'm
just
just
don't
excited.
give a shit.
Like it's like, well, because okay, this is they.
That's
beat,
what you have. That's your life.
No,
that's what you have left.
No, they beat the team that my sister has season tickets to.
Okay, so you're okay. It's a spite.
I just
you're,
doxed my sister now.
Well, no, this is the problem with you, Adam. You were just happy, and it was a spiteful happiness. You're happy that somebody else is now like being.
No, this is my team, and my sister likes the other team. They have so much so that they have season tickets, and you know.
Why don't you have season tickets?
I'm not paying. I don't want to go into crowds.
Yeah, that's true. You get a bunch of flashbacks of your uncle's thumb going into your asshole.
I will only go to games if it's in box seats.
Oh, okay.
So that's once. I've only went to a hockey game in Colorado. I've went to many.
Didn't we go to a
back
hockey
east.
game together?
No, we did not.
I thought you and I went to that Cutthroats game.
No.
I will say I did genuinely get excited when I went to like the minor league hockey game here because that's just like it's not so much about hockey, it's more or less about beating up whoever the fuck these
More
guys
physical.
are. Yeah.
Right.
And like they were just getting angry over the smallest shit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Some guy barely even touched a guy and like our team fucking threw gloves off and like there was a fucking pile up. It was really cool.
Right.
I was into that.
That's fucking hockey, dude. Why are you trying to shit on hockey, dog?
I'm not shitting on hockey. I'm shitting on your excitement over it because I just don't understand it.
I'm just excited because of the nature of the facts I've just told you.
I should just be happy that you're happy about anything, honestly.
Yeah, dog.
It's good to see you smiling for a change. Got this vacant look. Adam's always got this private pile, thousand yard stare going on.
No.
He's always up in his...
molested.
Well, we already know that. He admitted to it in the garage.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Adam never...
I don't think so.
Well, we can say you didn't deny it either.
I did deny it. I literally did. You can say that.
Well, maybe it's a coincidence. I just don't remember.
I think you're. There's projection. There's a lot of projecting going on in this room.
Projecting.
Just saying.
Shut up,
A
man.
lot of projecting.
Let's listen to the Let's listen to
This
some
guy
of Marshall
stinks. I don't wanna
Mathers.
listen to him.
I want to fucking fast forward. There's there was one more piece of this video that I wanted to listen to because it's just kind of. He just, like I said, it just progressively gets weirder.
That's why you also have people who are so crazy, insane, immoral nowadays who think sucking dick is normal, natural, or okay, or great, or
great.
whatever. Or
That was his internal, like that was his intrinsic self coming out, being
I think
like,
so. I
"Let
think
me
that's
suck
what I'm
a
saying.
dick."
Or they say it's great.
Yeah. From what my dad tells me, this kid just needs to admit that like he's curious. It's 2020, dog. Go out, suck a
What if
dick,
he's-
try it out. Who
Dude,
cares?
Dude, what if he's bike curious?
Okay. One of these days,
South Park, look it up.
Shut up. I just
Butters was Mike Curious.
It's times like that where like you're sitting right next to this window. I just wish a fucking stray bullet would come through and catch you in the neck.
I wish a gust would come through and I could just like,
What? See, that's the thing. We're doing a fucking podcast and you just did physical comedy as your punchline. Adam just leaned back and planked as if you were the listener, are supposed to get that he just tossed out a home run.
Like, I go right through the window, out the screen. It's just because the window's open. I go out the screen and right in my truck and I just drive away, dude.
Shut up.
It's easier to transport. That's fucking cool as fuck, dude.
No, it's not.
It's cool. You want to do it? You want to fly?
I do want. Okay, yeah.
You
okay.
don't want to fly?
Yeah, wait a
You're telling me you don't want to fly?
Adam just moved the goalpost.
Like
you just moved the goalpost.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, that's the best part. Like, you're unexpected. You're like, we're gonna fly. I'm like,
shut up, dude.
And you go out the window.
You look like a retarded seal when you do that.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. You do.
You're right. You do initially on the exit from the room. You look very like retarded.
I'd love to see you in that pose in a pine box.
Oh well.
Whatever.
Oh, there's no other good drops.
Taking dick up the
Oh wait, he just one-upped himself and went to full-on ass sex.
Normal, natural, or okay, or great, or whatever, or taking dick up the butt, or fornication, or adultery.
Isn't that what that is?
Yeah.
Abortion, or whatnot.
Whoa. He's casting a wide net.
Oh, you should have played that. You missed it.
Shut up. But isn't he casting an awful wide net with this whole thing?
There's a net it's got that net just gobbled everyone up.
Gabagooled him?
Gabagooled everyone.
God,
he just named everyone.
He's got a gap.
It's wrong.
He's got one of those Michael Strahan gaps in his teeth.
I truly pity anyone who thinks that it's good or thinks that it's right. And that's the thing Hollywood is trying to get out there. And deep inside and embedded in people's minds that everything that's bad is good. And that everything that is good is bad and wrong and evil and wicked and twisted and upside down and backwards.
I'll be real with you. It scares me that, like, okay, when you watch it on like YouTube, it's like, okay, this guy's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, but wherever he is. But then it's like, how many those guys?
How many people exist around us?
Per capita, there probably are.
Yeah, that's
and
a
you
scary
could run
thought.
into this guy just like at Walmart or something.
Well, it's like Patrice O'Neal used to say.
Walking around and like,
well, like it's like Patrice O'Neal used to say. These type of people. This is the guy who has the potential to be the end your life guy.
Yeah,
like you catch him on a bad day, or like you cut him off in traffic or something. These are the kind of crazy people who can hold it together just long enough to purchase a gun. Then that's it. You cut him off. You do something stupid in traffic. You beep or something. That's the end of your life, guy. He gets out and just fucking pumps around in you, and he doesn't care because he'll do the same to himself.
Yeah,
he's just been waiting for it. He's been waiting for the excuse.
Yeah, it's a scary individual.
That's why I'm nice out in public, man. I talk a big game behind this microphone and shit.
I'm with you.
I'm a nice man out there
for the most part.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Obviously, we're not going to be bitches or whatever the fuck.
We're not.
But
as long as we're not at a U-Haul
depot,
I'm fine, man.
Yo, you got serious with that one,
fine.
Dude.
I didn't get serious, but I was not happy.
Logan, Adam almost he wanted to kill this U-Haul guy. That U-Haul rental guy was fucking you around, though, to be honest. That guy was throwing a bunch of extra shit on there that he didn't even tell you about. He was trying to fuck Adam.
But it was a whole thing. Yeah.
Dude, you were running hot that day. We had to move that day, too. That's when we moved all your shit.
Dog, that was 6 years ago, by the way. That was 6 years ago.
All the major stories in our life take place
I'm pretty
6 years ago.
I think I've owned that house. Like, I think we've owned that house, dude, for 6 years.
What's the address again?
Yeah, I know. That's why I don't even want to say. I hate to even say that stuff, but
Adam freaks out that people know he's in Colorado.
that makes me nervous enough, and no one's even listening. But yeah, dude,
there's one or two.
He's afraid he's gonna get molested again.
Wow.
No, he has to sequester himself away from society because he's afraid he's going to strike again and he's going to attack somebody. Like I told you, statistically, people that have been molested are very likely to go and offend out in the public.
No,
That is correct.
Well, definitely a fact, but not a factor.
I'm glad you're starting to come to terms with it.
Not a factor in this case, but yeah.
You're making a lot of progress today.
There's no progress being made.
Yeah, you've made some huge steps in your recovery, dude. You've admitted that it happened to you.
No,
you've admitted that you're a
Okay,
pedophile.
okay. There's no pedophilia. There's no molestation. I think there's a lot of, like I said before, there's a lot of projection going on. I feel like there's a lot of projection. Richard,
Logan.
I feel like there's something that needs to go on here where you may be into young women.
Oh, nice.
There's a projection that's going on that I'm not figuring out.
Stop trying to turn it around on Rick.
Logan, were you molested as a child?
No, Rick, were you?
No. That's a real fear of mine, though. I've talked
I feel
about
like that was
before.
a denial.
Yeah, no, I breezed over it.
No, man. No, sorry, guys.
No, that is a real fear, though. I've talked about it before, how, like, I'm afraid I'm going to end up, like, getting some kind of weird, like, I'll get hit in the head or bump my head on something, and all of a sudden you just get this flashback, and you're like, oh, no.
Well, that's the weird thing, dude, because you hear all these stories, like, when people were kids, like, in our generation, like,
yeah,
fucking
when we
priests,
knew how to keep secrets.
fucking priests.
Little tattletales.
No, dude, there was, like you have all the stories of, like, priests and boys, like, the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
Dude, the Boy Scouts went bankrupt.
Right.
Because of that shit. Because they were fucking touching kids. It's like, holy shit, dude. All these, there was like, well,
you have to.
There was kid fucking going around, like, all around us.
Yeah, it was rampant.
That's insane, dude.
You know how lucky we are that shit never got near us?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
I feel like statistically
What
it was
the
way
fuck
more
was going
likely.
on? Like, dude, but even before, if we go even further back, like, from us,
Yeah.
it had to be even worse.
Oh, yeah, like back, dude.
Like, especially, like, these churches, dude, I mean, the Catholic Church is just fucking everybody.
Yeah, I've heard some fucking horror stories. Like, especially, I've had family members that have undergone some dark shit. Like, they
In
grew
the
up
church?
Well, no, like, just, like, growing up in the 50s and, and
it's
60s
gotta be-
and shit like that. I've heard some stories from some of my older relatives
I
that
believe
just,
it.
like, stomach turning.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of, like, weird...
Yeah. Dude, actually, that reminds me of, like, a really dark story. So back home, this guy that, like, my group of friends, we all used to hang out over at this guy's grandparents' house because his grandparents lived out of state, and so this was, like, their vacation house, so we'd just throw parties there and shit all the time. So we were at a house party one time, and we go out to this dude's car, whose grandparents' house it was. We were out in his car, and we're smoking a blunt and shit, and it was me and a couple other of my friends and this guy in the driver's seat. This guy, who's throwing the party or whatever, confides in us that, like, back when he was 14 or 15, he raped a 3 and a 6-year-old.
Oh, my God.
Just
dude.
very casually. And so me and
Casually? How do you casually say that, Richard?
he did. And I mean, it's hard to even tell this story.
That's outrageous, Richard.
Because in the moment, you're just like, what the fuck? And you want to believe it's a joke at first, but then, like, he started, like, talking about it more and, like, talking about how he felt bad about it, but at the same time,
Is this guy in jail?
So, all right, so after that happened, I know for a fact that somebody did go to the authorities and there was some kind of legal follow-up. As to the extent of it, I'm not sure, because that was around the time, I think that was around the time I either was going out of the city for school or some shit like that. I was getting ready to not be there for a while. Yeah, that's when I moved to Charleston. So that was like the summer before I went to school out of the city I was in at the time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so there was some legal follow-up. I don't know exactly what happened, but then it came out later on that he had given a underage relative of his chlamydia.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Dude,
so this
what are
guy
you
was
doing?
like,
Dog, we're about to end the podcast and you're bringing up fucking bunk shit, dude.
well, no, we're not ending it yet because I still have more videos to go through with this guy.
God. I can't handle this guy.
We're going long today, boys.
Oh,
You better
if
get
we're going
ready.
long on this guy's is bunk, dude, but
He is a bunk guy, but we got to get deeper into his
we
psyche
don't have to get deeper
understand
into
who
him.
this
He
man
stinks.
is.
He stinks.
You stink. But
Yes, I do.
either way, the guy, I don't think anything major ended up happening to him. And to my knowledge,
That's
he's still,
crazy,
he's still
man.
running around.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you see that all the time, dude.
Yeah, and it's
like
it's scary.
like, oh, they found God or something. Oh, what was it?
There's
I was
number of
dude, I was
different
watching
stupid...
a YouTube video today from Sean Atwood. Sean Atwood. He was like a ecstasy like kingpin. He's British, but he was in like Arizona.
Oh shit.
Kingpin. He got arrested. He went to jail for like 10 years.
Was that the guy that was on that Vice documentary? He had like the underground party chambers and shit
I have
in
no
the
idea.
desert.
I didn't see a Vice thing on him.
Okay, that could have been a different guy, but it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
This guy was like super into like party drugs in general and like LSD
dude.
and shit.
But like he does like really good YouTube videos. But like he's putting all those stuff about like Epstein, obviously, like the ring, like these high level rings of kid fucking. Why is there these like wealthy people that just want to fuck kids? I don't get it.
I've always maintained
it doesn't
that
make any sense. Like if you're rich, wouldn't you like, dude? If I was fucking rich, I would just want to fuck some hot chicks. Like,
well, duh. But that's the thing is, you and
I'm not like, oh, how can I get this fucking 12-year-old? It doesn't even make any sense.
The thing is that it's gotta be that they are so numb and so bored with getting everything that they want that eventually there's going to be this fringe group of people who break off into a separate group, and they're like, how can we push the limits of not only our financial status but like our pleasure, like everything that makes humans human. How can we push this to the next level? How can we like experience the next level of pleasure and shit?
Just wacky or something, yeah, like.
And that's what they do. They go into some fucking weird dark places.
Yeah, but why can't they have
that.
like big orgies or something?
Because it's already been done. It's already been done. I mean, dude, if you're a billionaire, I mean, if you want. But that's the thing is like, if you're a fucking billionaire. Yeah. And you want to have an orgy, that's all you do is you tell somebody you want to have an orgy, and you probably don't have to do anything past that. It's just gonna present itself to you.
I could be fine with that for the rest of my life.
You say that now, but
no, I don't say that now. I'm never gonna say, gee, I wish I could have some sex with 12-year-olds. Like that doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna cut that, dude. That's the new drop right there.
Like, come on, that doesn't make any sense, dude.
Like,
that's
gonna be my ringtone.
Fine, like orgy, great. If I'm a billionaire, fine. Fucking orgies would be fucking great all the time. Just be having fucking orgies.
Yeah, I mean that's all I would do, but I mean, who knows?
Why is he like we got like no? It was about dude. I think with Epstein was about fucking blackmailing people. He was a fucked up piece of shit.
Well, yeah, that's also a huge element
and
of it
I
too.
think some entities.
Body once told me.
No, I think some entities took advantage of that, and they used him, and he knew he could frame people.
Yeah, yeah.
And
well, it sounded like he needed to go regardless. The guy knew a lot.
He was a piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah. Whoa, careful, dude.
I know that's an edgy statement.
Taking a hard stance there.
Yeah, but
known pedophile.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Well, it's
it's weird. It's weird to see you turn on one of your own.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
here.
So as we wrap it up.
No, we're not wrapping it up. We've got.
Why are we not wrapping it up? We're at
because we've got one more video to go through. And this one, we have to get to it because if you thought the last video was fucking crazy, this puts it over the top and this kind of moves him into like a creepier zone.
What's this one called?
This one is called Marshall Mathers IV is a pedo.
Okay, fine.
And so he originally uploaded this and then took it down, I guess, but this guy, Fwank Castle, was the name of the channel. He grabbed it and he put it back up for everyone to see. Because, I mean, I feel like you probably should be warning the community that this guy is out there and he's actively looking for underage people on the internet. So let's get into this guy. Oh, for fuck's sake. And he's in the basement. He's got a completely clean shaven head.
How do you know he's in the basement, first of all?
Because it's like the same...
No, I can't tell if that's a basement or not.
Whatever. So he's wearing a fucking short sleeve button up that he's only got the top button like a cholo. And he's got a completely like clean shaven head. He's looking he's like a hybrid cholo National Socialist type of dude. Looks like he should have a tiki torch.
I want a 14, 15-year-old African-American girl be my girlfriend really badly. And what I would truly love and what I also need is one that can burp on command, fart on command.
Burp and fart on command.
Okay, this is a troll, dude. Why are we even?
This isn't a troll. This is not a troll. This guy's actually fucking nuts.
Richard, this is a troll.
Shut the fuck up. It's not.
Dude,
you can go through his entire fucking
troll
videography.
No one says that stuff in reality.
Do you just not get on the internet? Do you not realize how many of these crazy fucking...
I get on the internet, dude. I'm watching YouTube videos all the time, but I'm just not watching this kind of shit.
This dude is actually about this shit. He is.
There's no way.
He 100% means this. If you listen to the rest of his, like, dude, that's all I've been doing this week is going through this dude's shit.
All right.
And this is what he's like. He's just a fucking weird, lonely, creepy kid. Or I shouldn't even call him a kid. He's an adult. I mean, this dude's
he's
our
like
age,
55, so.
Well, no, but he is our age, I believe.
Oh, that sucks.
And he wants a fucking woman to burp and fart on command.
I mean, okay. You want that, that's fine. But the things he said before that...
Oh, the 14-15 part?
He said an age range that was probably not acceptable. Dude.
Well, not for you. That's too old for you.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Now he's going to try
He
to
wrote that one
recursive.
down.
Oh,
He wrote that one down, that joke.
Adam just literally grabbed my notebook and crumpled up one of the pages to make it sound like he was flipping through.
Yeah, I just found it right
here. And
here.
you stated that I made that joke.
He wrote it down.
How could I have... This is my thing, is that how could I have known you were going to say that an hour into the episode?
You set me up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a Machiavellian genius.
Yeah. It was a setup.
You were a bag of shit, dude.
You set me up.
A fucking tumor grows on your brain.
We got to move on from this guy. We got to... Come on. What are we doing?
For me and purposely get hiccups. Because those are all my fetishes.
He's into fucking hiccups, dude.
I would just really love someone like that.
Dude,
who truly loves me, understands me, can relate to me.
He just needs a friend, dude.
Loyal, faithful, always have my back, and I hers. If I ever go on a camping trip with her,
what?
With my wife or girlfriend or whatever, take wet wipes, and if she doesn't like using the bathroom, she can like go in like a wooded area or private secret area, take a dump, and I can wipe her butt with wet wipes.
What?
And while I'm doing that, she can fart in my face as much as she wants.
Dude, this is 100%
it's
a
not
troll. This is a troll.
It's not a troll.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. It's a fucking troll.
No, it's not.
It's a troll. No one's buying this.
It's not
Richard,
a troll.
Come on,
Marshall
dude.
Mathers the fourth lives.
Shut the fuck up.
He lives and he wants a 14, 15-year-old girl to fart in his face. He wants to wipe butts. I
cannot buy it. It's very... Okay, fine.
You don't think that... I'm telling you, dude, we'll get deeper into it and we'll figure this out. Because I'm telling you right now, I think that this dude's 100% genuine.
I hope you're fucking wrong, dude. What do you want? I hope you're wrong.
Thank you all.
But you may be right. Okay.
Okay.
You may be right. You may be a fucking 100% right.
Thank you all for joining us for another installment of the Brass Tacks Podcast. Make sure you like us on all of our social media and all that bullshit. Make sure you subscribe to us and all that good shit. If you have any suggestions or anything you'd like us to cover on the show, please send any suggestions to therealbrasstacks@gmail.com. And like I said previously, check out our friend Bite Size Cobra Vids. He's actually dropping a new video tomorrow for which I did the voiceover work for. So I'm pretty excited to see how that turned out.
Voiceover work.
Yeah, dog.
It's code, right?
Yeah, it's code for illicit file trading.
Oh, I thought it was for some kind of oral
whatever.
code. But, all right.
Until next week, everyone, go fuck your mother.
I'll tell you this. Eating ass is an art unless you fart.